Hello guys, welcome back to our Rev Games Academy. In the previous video, we explored how to dynamically control volume and mute functionality through scripting. In this video, we'll take it a step further by learning how to create audio events using scripts. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Let's take an example. When a car collides with a barricade, you can trigger an audio event such as a crash sound. This can be achieved through scripting. Before proceeding, ensure that your scene and game are properly set up with all the necessary scripts, components, and configurations. If you need more guidance on this, please refer to our previous tutorials. In this setup, we've created the car which serves as the player, the road architecture, the terrain, and barricades, and attach the necessary scripts to control the car and manage the road. Now, for setting up our crash sound, create a script and give it a relevant name such as car crash sound and open it. Let's begin by giving a reference for the crash audio. Here we're declaring a public audio source called crash audio. This will allow us to assign an audio clip, like a crash sound, in the Unity editor. Next, we have a public string, barricade tag, which we set to barricade. This is the tag we'll use to identify the object we're colliding with. Make sure the object is tagged properly in Unity as well. If you're unsure about tags and layers, be sure to check out our tutorials on CSharp scripting basics for Unity. Now, let's move on to the onCollisionEnter method. This is called whenever our object collides with something in the scene. Inside the method, we're checking if the object we collided with has the barricade tag. We do this using collision.gameObject.compare tag of barricade tag. Next, we do another check. First, we make sure that the crash audio isn't null, so we know a sound is assigned. Then, we check if the sound isn't already playing to avoid it repeating during continuous collisions. If both conditions are met, we tell Unity to play the crash sound using crashaudio.play. This will happen once every time the object collides with the barricade. Once you've completed the script, review it, save your changes, and then return to Unity. Next, let's import a crash sound for the car collision. As mentioned in our previous tutorials, you can import a royalty-free sound file into your project. Make sure the sound file is in a format supported by Unity, such as .mp3, .wav, or other compatible audio formats. Once the crash sound is imported, add an audio source component to your player game object and assign the crash sound to the audio clip reference. Next, drag and drop the car crash sound script we created and assign the audio source component from the player game object, which contains the crash sound audio clip. This will link the audio source reference to the script. Before you test the entire setup, make sure you set up optimal values for controlling your player in your movement or controller script. You can adjust and tune the values in Unity before testing or during runtime. Make sure the Play on Awake option is unchecked in the player's audio source component before testing, so the event is triggered only upon collision. As mentioned in our previous tutorials, the Play on Awake option automatically plays the sound file as soon as the game starts or when the object's awake method is called. Now, go ahead and test the entire setup by clicking the play button. You can see that as soon as the car collides with the barricade, the onCollisionEnter method is called. Once the conditions within the method are satisfied, the crash sound is played, giving the player an audio cue for the collision. And that's it. That's how you create audio events using scripting. If you found this guide helpful, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and consider subscribing for more Unity tutorials. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.